We are live. I'm your host, Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from patents, trademarks, copyrights, as well as trade secrets. And it's been a while since I've kind of done one of these, a few weeks. And I'm going to try to stay on this schedule, 7 p.m. every Sunday, kind of doing these lives, 45 minutes to an hour. And again, I'd love to hear from you guys and just kind of you join the chat, leaving your comments, ask some questions. The last couple weekends, I've been tied up. I was in Chicago 2 weeks ago. And then last weekend, I was actually in the Shark Tank reunion conference in Tampa, Florida. I'll talk about that and some quick highlights here in a little bit. Then earlier, I started the day in Houston, Texas, in the morning time. I was there for the weekend since Friday. Caught a flight early so I can kind of do this here at 7 o'clock. Actually landed the flight, went right to the Pistons game. You guys got to see here, club access, the yellow band here. Then that ended about 6 o'clock, left and came back and prepared for you guys. So again, I'm excited, like I said, to be here. Finally kind of doing this. It's been a couple weeks since I was able to kind of go live in this format. I was live at the Shark Tank reunion conference, but that was kind of more so kind of bringing up people on the panel, talking about Shark Tank and their product and just kind of going through a number of guests. So that was kind of, I had a little bit of help with that, with the guests or whatnot. This is all me here today. And I'm excited to come to you guys. I guess maybe first and foremost, from an accounting or from a housekeeping standpoint, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And to the extent that you're watching this for the first time, you're not part of the IP community, please hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you guys part of the IP community where we talk a little bit about everything on the channel. And then, so going over to the Shark Tank reunion conference, I thought that was phenomenal in Tampa, Florida. Your boy here in Michigan. So first and foremost, being able to get some warm weather in Tampa, I thought that was cool. But just the people I met, being able to reconnect with some of the past guests that I had, such as Megan Wolfgram with Swift Paws and Carolyn with Overplay, and who else did I get a chance to? Kim Meckwood, Click and Carry, I was able to interview. So again, just being able to kind of reconnect in person for the first time with a lot of prior guests, I thought that was pretty cool. But then get a chance to kind of connect for the first time with some new faces and kind of be on the lookout really for all that content that's going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. But Nick Friedman, man, he was extremely impressive. And we're in the works right now to do a podcast interview. For those of you who don't know who Nick Friedman is, he's a co-founder of College Hunks Haul and Junk. And again, I think he said that company did $200 million in revenue last year. And this year they're projected to hit over $300 million. He was actually on a pilot season of Shark Tank. So, I mean, again, he dropped a lot of jewels being on one of the panels, and we got a chance to have some words off camera, and kind of we've been messaging back and forth through LinkedIn and email. So we're trying to set something up. Chris Gronkowski, the brother of Hall of Fame NFL legend Rob Gronkowski, talked about his product, Ice Shaker. And I didn't realize that Chris Gronkowski was on Shark Tank kind of over the years. So I was able to get some footage of me talking to him a little bit about his product. That's actually up on the YouTube site. So please go check that out. And then Alexio, the Transformation King, or Transformation Factory, I should say. I call him the godfather of CMOS. He was actually on Shark Tank too. I think he did a deal with Mark Cuban, although I'm not sure if that kind of made it to the end, but he's killing it, making a ton of money. I think I was reading an article and talked about how he's looking to do $20 million in revenue this year with the Transformation Factory. So be on the lookout for that interview. And yeah, man, it was just a good time just to catch up with a lot of people from, like I said, that I reconnected with, as well as some new faces. And I just get a lot of game, man. If it's one thing, and this kind of really what the whole channel is about, you have to have a product. With e-commerce and social media platforms, TikTok Shop and IG and Amazon, and these people are killing it, making millions of dollars with having a product and really protecting their IP, whether it's patents, whether it's trademarks, whether it's copyrights. Again, just kind of trademark or protecting anything that's applicable to your product or your business, but then also knowing how to use your trademark to go on the offensive if need be, because hey, unfortunately, when your product starts to sell, then that's when the copycats start to come off the woodwork. So again, it was great. Be on the lookout over the next couple of weeks where we'll start rolling out those different videos from down there. We're going to get started here. We have a lot to get through. We have the interview that dropped this week, 1587. We're going to hear about a snippet there. You have seen like Pat Riley may be cashing in at the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. You have Utah, which I didn't realize Utah, as of last year, had an NHL team, and they been going through it from a trademark sense, and we're going to definitely get some learning lessons on that one of what they could have did to avoid this. And then you have some movement and storage companies, U-Haul as well as Public Storage seem to be at odds about a trademark that's going to be different. It's not the logo and not the phrase that you're typically. It's actually a color that kind of they're back and forth about. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Again, a Shark Tank pitch, which I still have to do the Shark Tank pictures that came out Friday, but the Shark Tank pictures of last week, I kind of I want to highlight one of those. But we'll talk about that. And then last but not least, we're going to get off into the lawsuit of the weekend. Hey, PBD, Patrick Bet David, I love you. I love the content. I love what you guys are doing over there with the PBD podcast as well as Valuetainment. But it seems like Valuetainment was recently sued last month in January for copyright infringement. So we'll go through that lawsuit and kind of take away some learning lessons from that one. But let's get started with 1587. So this interview came out this past Wednesday, and I thought it was cool to kind of bring a snippet of this interview that, again, I'm going to play here really quickly, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to kind of give some words. I'm only going to play a minute from the interview. Please go check out the full-length interview, which is 46 minutes, but I'm going to play a snippet from this interview that came out this past week. 1587 Sneakers. It is an agent brand sneaker company that, hey, these guys are killing it. And let's hear, this is Sam that I was interviewing. Let's see what he says a little bit about kind of pursuing entrepreneurial dreams. I'm going to come back and kind of give you my thoughts a little bit. Let's go. Talking about the background. Was this always something that I watch these videos on 2X, so I have to kind of go to normal speed here. You wanted to do, I know you had kind of worked in government for, I think, 10 years and did other things before that. Did you know at some point you're going to be an entrepreneur, have your own brand and kind of selling product, or this just kind of, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but an opportunity presented itself and it was like, okay, I have to kind of run at this opportunity. Did you always kind of think about that, or how did kind of that all come about?
Yeah, it's kind of like what I just said earlier, right? Like preparation and luck creates opportunity. It's something I've always been into fashion. I've always wanted to have my own brand and create my own vision for something. And so in 2021, after I got named Bostonian of the Year, that's when I said in my interview that I wanted Asian Americans to be unapologetically ourselves. And that was how Adam and I, we came together. He reached out, and it just so happened that growing up, like I've always loved sneakers. I used to sketch sneakers as a kid. My favorite sneaker growing up, I had one of the T-Max. It was like the all white with the blue stripes. Like that was my all-time favorite basketball sneaker. And so I used to always just like draw like basketball sneakers. It was something that was always super cool to me. And so when I got the opportunity to do this, I was like, absolutely, let's do this. Let's run with it. And here we are.
Nice. So that, man, again, go check out the full interview here. But one of the things, like I said, that he talked about that I wanted to highlight was when he said, when preparation meets opportunity, you have some luck involved, things just really start to kind of come in place. And I guess that Shark Tank reunion conference, which I said was phenomenal, is an example of that. I was interviewing Carolyn from Overplay, the co-founder of Overplay. And next thing you know, she's like, hey, man, you should do the Shark Tank conference and be the exclusive podcast. And next thing you know, she's introducing me to Hamza, who's an organizer. He was on Shark Tank twice. And next thing you know, I'm at the Shark Tank conference, being the exclusive podcast with some brilliant minds throughout the world. And again, just kind of continuing to kind of prepare and put in the work. And next thing you know, some things start to line up. You got some opportunities, some luck start to kind of, what I call is manufactured based on you kind of working hard and things like that. And I think Sam, he hit that on the head with that. So again, for those of you who kind of don't know how you're going to kind of do this entrepreneurial journey with the product or with the service, whatever it is that you're kind of trying to come up with, man, just get started. Make sure you're protecting that IP, and you will start to find out that things will start to line up, man. You'll have an opportunity over here that comes about, an opportunity over there that comes about. But that's as a result of you actually putting in that work. Again, I think Sam and those guys at 1587 Sneakers, he has essentially an Asian sneaker brand that they actually sell to more than agents, but it's kind of founded on that premise. And kind of go check out that interview. He was dropping jewels. We're going to go to the next subject here, your boy, Pat Riley. Now, all these videos, these are kind of really meant to be a quick recap. I did the full, let's see here. There we go. I did the full, I'm going to go to this screen right here. I like that better. There we go. I did more of the full breakdown over this past week. I think the video was like 12 or 14 minutes long. This kind of really is a quick recap, but just to recap, Pat Riley, back in 89, 80 or 88, 89, when he was with the Lakers, he actually trademarked the term three-peat. He trademarked it in a variety of classes, from jewelry to clothing to mugs. Man, again, a lot of classes he trademarked the term three-peat in. And although I think the Lakers, they were trying to go for a three-peat, they didn't make it, but he still kept the trademarks. And when Michael Jordan then won their first three-peat, I think in 93, 94, the Bulls, he essentially got $300,000. Pat Riley got $300,000 from royalties from having a trademark. When the Bulls repeated again as three-peat champions in '98, he made at least $600,000. So again, got paid a ton of money. And you better believe if Pat Mahomes win next Sunday the Super Bowl, that'll be their three-peat. And I would imagine that he's going to make millions of dollars off his trademark. So again, please go check out that video. But this is just an illustration of how important this intellectual property stuff is. The fact that Pat Riley has had this, 99, 09, almost 25 years or over 25 years. And he's been making millions of dollars over this thing with kind of whoever three-peats. And that's whether it's football, basketball, soccer, whatever sport. If they three-peat and they want to put that on jewelry, rings, if they want to put that on backpacks or coffee mugs or T-shirts, whatever the case may be, they have to get a license from him because he owns a trademark to the term three-peat in a number of classes. So again, Pat Riley, please go check out that video. Like I said, when Michael Jordan then first three-peated in '93, they had to pay Pat Riley $300,000. He made $300,000 off that trademark three-peat. And when the Bulls three-peated again in '98, Pat Riley made at least $600,000. You better believe he's going to be cheering for Mahomes when they play the Eagles on Sunday. And since he owns that word three-peat, that Mahomes then was somehow able to win a third consecutive Super Bowl, Pat Riley and company is going to make millions of dollars because they have to get a license from Pat Mahomes from Pat Riley on a trademark three-peat. So again, this trademark stuff is extremely important. And this is one of the ways that you can make a ton of money licensing the actual trademark name to people who want to use it for various reasons. So hopefully you go check out that video. I thought that was it was a cool one. It was a cool one. So we're going to move on here. Utah. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't even know Utah had a hockey team. And apparently Utah, they first got their hockey team last year. So 2024, for those of you who are hockey fans, Utah, they finally got a hockey team. But they did it a little backwards. Typically, you want to come out with the name of your hockey team and then trademark that name so that you can take advantage of merchandise, whether it's backpacks, whether it's hats, whether it's shirts, whether it's jewelry. But Utah did it backwards. They thought they were going to be able to get Utah Yetis, which you see here on the screen. And it's a cooler company called Yeti's Coolers. And actually that video just came out today. It's a company called Yeti's Coolers that essentially blocked them from using the name Yetis on different merchandise. So now Utah, they're trying to scramble and figure out what's the name of the club going to be. Is it going to be just Utah Hockey Club, which sounds boring? It seems like Utah Washtenaw is another name, which again, I think that's a weird one. And then Utah Mammoth, which I'm assuming that's a play off Willie Mammoth, but that's still kind of a cheesy name. I actually like Utah Yetis, but given the fact that they didn't do their trademark due diligence or homework on the front end, typically when you file a business or start a business, you want to make sure you're trademarking or copywriting or protecting your IP on the front end. You don't want to wait till you get a year in business, 2 years in business, and start to try to trademark these terms or copyright these terms and get patents on your products, because it's kind of really too late at that point. You can still do it, but it's too late. And in Utah's case, they're playing their first season and they don't even have a name. Just think about that. They don't even have a name and they're playing their first inaugural season. That was because they didn't do their homework on the first at the beginning and kind of figured out make sure the name is available. And to the extent that it is available, let's trademark it. And if it's not available, let's go with a name that is available and then make sure we get that trademark so that we can sell merchandise and stuff like that. Currently, they're just running around this, I guess, Utah Hockey Club. And again, we'll see what they land on, whether it's Utah Hockey Club, seems like Utah Mammoths, which I think is a cheesy name. I think Utah Washtenaw, whatever, which is like a county or a national park or something in Utah. It's like the three kind of final names based on what the fans chose. So again, I think this is a good illustration of when you're starting a business, make sure you're protecting your IP at the beginning. Don't get caught up in a situation where Utah, where they don't know. And again, the cooler company could have, which I'll talk about in a video, they could have signed off and said, hey, man, we're okay with you using the Utah Yetis, the Yeti name. and we are coexist. Essentially, it's a coexistence agreement. But the cooler, Yeti's cooler said, no, we're going to protect our IP. We're going to protect our trademark. We're not giving you all a license to be able to use this, or we're not signing off on an agreement, coexistence agreement, so that you guys can use this name, Utah Yeti. So again, that's where we stand at. Again, and I thought that was a good illustration. Make sure you're protecting this stuff at the beginning. If you're not going to protect it at the beginning, you're going to be screwed. Let's move on here. Public storage. And U-Haul seems like they're in a battle. Let's pull up here. And again, all these kind of quick recaps that I'm going over, I have made longer form videos of anywhere from 10 or 14 minutes. So please go check out the longer form videos, but I'm just recapping. So U-Haul and Public Storage are at odds. It seems like Public Storage owns the trademark for the color orange. I know a lot of you guys didn't even think you can get a trademark on the color. But in addition to getting a trademark on a word such as Nike, or on a logo such as a check mark, or on a phrase such as just do it, you can actually get trademark on other things as long as they're distinctive. You can get a trademark on a sound. Just think of that kind of MGM lion roaring at the beginning of the movies. They have a trademark on that sound. You can get a trademark on the smell. I think Crayola just got a trademark on the sale of the smell of their crowns. And then you can also get trademark on colors. Probably the most famous trademark on the color is the UPS. We all know UPS and Brown that's pretty much their color, and they have a trademark on the term Brown. And it seems like in this case, Public Storage has a trademark on the color orange, which is interesting because we all know U-Haul kind of use that color orange for kind of moving in stores and things like that. So what happened was, in this case, just as a quick recap, Public Storage, who owns a trademark on the color orange, they sent U-Haul a cease and desist letter. And as a result of getting that cease and desist letter, U-Haul sued them, and they petitioned the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, to cancel their trademark on the orange, saying, hey, we had it first. We used it first. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to do that. But again, this just goes to show you, man, I think they said U-Haul been around since 1945, which I'm assuming that's before Public Storage, but it doesn't matter who filed it first. Yes, you can get some protections to the extent that you used it first in certain geographical reasons, but if you don't file for trademark protection on this stuff first, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. And in this case, it seems like Public Storage, which again, I was always a fan of U-Haul, I guess growing up in college or whatever the case may be, and kind of moving and whatnot, using storage company, I kind of use U-Haul. But again, in this case, seems like Public Storage filed for the trademark on the color orange before U-Haul, and now they protecting it, and it seems like they're trying to prevent or stop U-Haul from using it. And we'll see where that lawsuit ends up at. I'm gonna definitely kind of keep tabs on that one. It seems like they're kind of going back and forth. But again, you can get a trademark on a color orange. And to the extent, I know this has kind of been a common thing with all these, make sure you're protecting not just your trademarks, but all your intellectual property at the beginning. I know this stuff can cost money, but you have to make sure you're protecting it at the beginning, because it's just going to help you out that much more, especially when you start being successful, when you have competitors start popping out. You want to make sure all your IP is a trademark. So again, go check out that video of U-Haul going back and forth for Public Storage on the color orange. Then we're going to move along here and actually I want to do some housekeeping. So you have here Unreal Grip chocolate. So it's going to be a 10% discount code in the description video. Just use it. I think it's David Spears, my name. And to the extent that you want the powderless chalk, you don't want all the mess that, the typical chalk or kind of gripping powders give you, try Chalkless. It's a phenomenal product. It actually kind of strips the moisture away from your hands, and it's kind of proven quantitatively to give you better grip that you can use, whether you're a weekend warrior, whether you're in the military, whether you're in fitness, whether you're in sports. Again, this stuff works underwater. So again, to the extent that you want to try out that product, you can get 10% off just in the description. Go to just click on the link, use the discount code David Spears. You get 10% off that. I definitely wanted to kind of shout those guys out. They actually pulled up on a Shark Tank reunion conference and talked to me a little bit. So shout out to the guys at Chalkless. They're doing some pretty cool stuff over there. We're going to keep this thing running. Petite Keep. So like I said, I haven't done my Shark Tank pitches that came out on Friday, but as of last week, this is a Petite Keep, essentially a treasure chest that you put your valuables in, which you see here, for life moments, both big and small. So when I was growing up, my mom got me me and my brothers a bigger treasure chest, and we can put our games and books and stuff in. But it seems like Petite Keep, and I don't think she has a patent on the actual chest, but definitely the name Petite Keep is trademark. And just to give you a little bit, and please go check out that video. But just to give you a little bit of a rundown on her. She was a stay-at-home mom, had 5 kids. Her and her husband started this company in 2020 and built the first boxes from themselves. They made $110,000. Again, just D2C, direct to consumer. They weren't in Lowe's or Home Depot or one of these kind of big box retailer. They were just selling these things, social media, e-commerce platforms, Amazon, Instagram, or TikTok shop. They made $110,000 in 2020. Mind you, she was a stay-at-home mom to 5 kids. In 2021, they did $661,000. In 2022, they did $1.7 million. 2023, they did $5 million. And last year, they're projected to do $10 million. I'm pretty sure they hit their number. And she actually got a deal on the show with the guest shark. I forget her name now. But again, Petite Keep, I thought all the actual kind of pictures that week, whether it's legit kits on quilting, whether it was Tough Cutie, on kind of women's socks for hiking, and one which is it was essentially a swimsuit that kind of looked like underwear, fit like underwear, was their whole kind of model. But I think Petite Keep is one of those ones that's definitely going to probably make the most money, in my opinion, over the next 10, 15, 20 years. And I think they're going to be around. So go check out Petite Keep. Yeah, I thought they were doing some great things over there. And yeah, I thought they were definitely the winner. And now we're going to go to the lawsuit of the week. And this is your boy. Hey, PBD, I love what you're doing. I watch your show constantly, whether it's the PBD podcast, whether it's Valuetainment. But again, we just almost like a news channel over here reporting the news. It seems like Valuetainment was sued in 2020, or just last month, actually, 2025. Valuetainment was sued. We're going to bring up here, let me bring up the actual lawsuit. For those of you who don't know who Valuetainment is, PBD, Patrick Bet David, he actually owns a portion of the New York Yankees. I think he sold his insurance company for like $200 or $300 million. He's been killing it. He has a podcast, Valuetainment. I think that YouTube page has over 5 million, at least 5 million subscribers. I think his PBD podcast page has over 2 million subscribers. So he's killing the game. But as of last month, he got sued for copyright infringement. So we're going to go through that lawsuit. Let me pull up the lawsuit here so that we can go through this thing. Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bang. So this is the lawsuit. He was sued in Florida, which is where they're at. So he was sued by Link Media, which apparently is a media company out of New York. Obviously, you see Valuetainment. This is actually a shorter complaint, so we're going to be in and out with this one, if you know what I mean. Just a shorter complaint, 7 pages. Typically, these complaints are 20 plus pages, but they were in and out with this one. So we're going to take a look at this one, and I'm kind of give you my thoughts as we go through this thing. So plaintiff Link Media, by and through its undersigned counsel, forced complaint against defendant Valuetainment, states and alleges the following. This action is to seek recover damages for copyright infringement under the Copyright Act. Sam Hartson created a video of a smoke bomb outside of the White House, in which plaintiff owns the rights and licenses for various uses, including online and print publication. Defendant owns and operates an Instagram account with the name Valuetainment. Defendant, without permission, or Valuetainment without permission or authorization from Link Media, actively copied, stored. Actually, let me did I not share the screen here? Here we go. Defendant, we're on item 4. Defendant without Valuetainment without permission or authorization from Link Media actively copied, stored, and or displayed the video on the account and engaged in this misconduct knowingly and in violation of the U.S. copyright laws. So they're suing them for copyright infringement. Let's learn a little bit about the parties. Link Media is a New York LLC and maintains its principal place of business in Queens. And what rappers are in Queens? See what rappers are in Queens. Let's go here. Upon information and belief, Valuetainment is a Florida LLC. Actually, Florida LLC with its principal place of business in Broward County, Oakland Park. Let's go to the facts. Link Media's copyright ownership. Plaintiff, Link Media, is a professional videography company by which it is a legal and rightful owner of certain videos which plaintiff commercially licenses. So let me kind of give you guys, because I think this is an interesting distinction. Link Media doesn't actually go out and they own this copyright, and that's one of the great things about all IP is you can license it. Like, I think we were talking about in the case of the Utah NHL team, they could have gave permission, or in other words, permission. They could have licensed the trademark to the Utah Hockey Club so that they can be able to use them. I'm talking about the Cooler Company, but they decided not to. But again, it seems like the owner of the video was actually, what was the owner name? Sam Hartson. So let's take a look at this. Sam Hartson was actually the owner of the video. Seems like he licensed the content to Link Media. I'm assuming Link Media gave him some money for the videos, and that's how Link Media owns the content. Link Media has invested significant time and money in building plaintiff's video portfolio. So it seems like they pay other people for their content, and that's how they built their video portfolio. I think that was a similar thing to what Netflix was doing early on with their movies. They're just getting a license from them, or essentially, or licensing, or kind of paying people to own their content, and that's how they kind of really built Netflix. I know nowadays they do a lot more of Netflix original content, but at the beginning, to build up their kind of portfolio, they were licensing content from others, as well as the major studios, as well as they were kind of paying for content, or kind of buying content and owning it that had been done from other people as well. So again, the power of IP, particularly copyrights in this case. So Link Media has obtained active and valid copyright registrations from the U.S. Copyright Office, which cover many of Link Media's videos, while many others are subject of pending copyright applications. Link Media videos are original creative works in which a plaintiff owns copyright protection. Why are they saying this? To have a copyright, it has to be an original work of art that's fixed in a tangible medium. So to the extent that you got the video from somebody else, you don't have a copyright on it. Actually, you're on the hook for copyright infringement. But to the extent that you have created a video or original work of authorship, and you fix it in a tangible medium, then you own a copyright. Again, that's a big distinction. Because I want everybody to own IP, particularly, a certain community, but I want everybody to own copyrights, own trademarks, and own patents. But a lot of people don't even know what a copyright is, a patent is, and a trademark is. You would be surprised how many times when I'm out, people are like, man, what is a copyright? What's a trademark? Or they'll say, hey, I'm trying to patent this logo. It's like, no, that's not a patent. That's a trademark. You actually got to know what it is so that you can protect it. A copyright is an original work of authorship that's fixed in a tangible medium. What's copyrightable subject matter? We all know your favorite artist who've been complaining about his masters for a long time. So we know music, we know lyrics can be copyrights. We know a picture can be a copyright. We know a Beyonce's dance routines, that's copyright. We know movies can be a copyright. TV shows can be a copyright. Probably one of the most famous ones. And be on the lookout for my book. I'm coming out with a kind of a book here that'll be, I think it's going to be pretty dope. Books are copyrightable subject matter. So you have to know what can be copyrighted. It's an original work of authorship. You got to fix it in a tangible medium. So that's essentially what that kind of paragraph is talking about. Let's get back to it. Let me put it back on here. So again, Link Media videos are original creative works in which plaintiff owns protectable copyright interests. So they own the copyrights to it. On June 8th, 2024, Harston first published the video. So Sam, the guy who they kind of paid to license the video from, a screen grab of the video is attached here in Exhibit 1. Let me see here if I can. So this essentially, it seemed like the video was 2 minutes and 21 seconds, at least according to this exhibit. And this is a screen grab. It seems like this was outside the White House. It's a screen grab of the video during a protest, it looks like. This is going to be messed up what Valuetainment did. But, and again, just to be honest with y'all, or just to kind of let y'all know, I tried to go on Valuetainment's Instagram account and look at the videos. It was back in June of 2024. Seems like those videos are no longer there. So it seems like Valuetainment has taken the videos down, at least since this website, or at least I couldn't find anything, which kind of begs the question, were they kind of committed copyright infringement or were they not? Anytime you have to take the videos down after a lawsuit, that's probably not a good sign. But again, just to let you guys know, Valuetainment was sued for copyright infringement for a video that seems like Link Media owns the copyright to, and it seems like Valuetainment has since taken that video down. So I keep that in mind here. Let's go back to the lawsuit. In creating the video, Sam Hartson personally selected the subject matter, timing, lighting, angle, perspective, depth, lens, and camera equipment used to capture the video, and made each and every artistic determination necessary for the creation of the work. Again, that's important, just because the more that you're doing to kind of capture this image, the better off you're going to be to say it's a copyright. So if you kind of use your equipment, a particular lens, a depth, particular camera equipment, lighting, all that goes into the fact that, hey, this is a copyright. This is something that can be protected. So if you're trying to just capture a picture of a sun, they're going to say, hey, man, everybody has captured a picture of a sun. But if you're saying, hey, we're using specific lighting, angles, lenses, camera equipment to capture this particular scene at the White House at this time of day of these protests, then that kind of lends itself to you having stronger copyright protection. So that's essentially what 15 is saying here. Let's go to 16. On June 14th, the video was registered. So that's what you should do. Anytime you write a book, if you write a book, if you do a photo, if you record your lyrics to your song, make sure you file a copyright with the Copyright Office. You definitely need to do that so that you have a copyright. Now, again, generally speaking, you cannot sue somebody for copyright infringement if you don't have your copyright registered with the USPTO. I mean, not the USPTO, with the Copyright Office. So when you capture that moment, when you capture that music or that kind of video or whatever it is that, when you write that book, make sure you file for copyright protection with the United States Copyright Office. Because if you go to sue somebody, you're not going to be able to sue them if you don't have a registered copyright. Now, again, in some cases, you can get around that. But generally speaking, you're not going to be able to sue somebody if you don't have a registered copyright. So make sure when you have that photo or that music that you record or that movie that you record, make sure you're registering it with the Copyright Office. Because to the extent that you don't register it, you're not going to be able to sue somebody for copyright infringement. So plaintiff credited the video with the intention of it being used commercially and for the purpose of public display and distribution. And 18 is kind of talking about what I was saying, plaintiff acquired the rights in the video by way of a written assignment. So it seemed like Sam, essentially in exchange for money, he gave Link Media an assignment to actually use the footage for, seems like some media stuff. So defendant's infringing activity. So Valuetainment is the registered owner of the account and has exclusive access to post on the content. Okay. Valuetainment is the operator of the account and is responsible for its content. Okay. Valuetainment uses its social media account to promote its live and online events, content library, and merchandise and furtherance of its brand, whereby defendant financially benefits. And again, Valuetainment has over 400,000 or 500,000 followers on IG. So I would agree with that. Upon information and belief, Valuetainment is a sophisticated media company which owns a comprehensive portfolio of digital marketing platforms, has events, operational and strategic. Okay, yeah, I would agree with that. Upon information and belief, Valuetainment staff has significant experience in copyright matters and are familiar with specific journalistic practices, including the need to ensure the videos used in their content have been properly licensed. Upon information and belief, Valuetainment has not implemented adequate internal policies to verify. They're taking a shot at Valuetainment here to verify copyright ownership before content use, indicating the gross negligence and legal compliance, which is essential for a company with defendants' reach capabilities, level of sophistication. Valuetainment, upon information and belief, the internal policies, if any, look, they say they may not even got internal policies, but if they do, they're not designed to verify copyright ownership before content use or systematically ignore, indicating a willful reoccurrence. So they some serious stuff. On or about June 8, 2024, Valuetainment displayed the video on the account as part of a social media post. Look it. Infringement 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see if I can pull it up here. This is Valuetainment page. As of the time of me recording this video, which is February 2nd, 2025, these videos are no longer on Valuetainment Instagram account. But it seems like these screenshots were captured on June 8th, 2024, which it seems to be kind of, essentially videos. Seems like it was video that they didn't record. So that's essentially what's happening. And those are the links to the videos. Like I said, at the time of me doing this, Valuetainment has since taken down those videos without permission or authorization from Link Media. Valuetainment volitionally copied and displayed copyrighted protected video on the account. They first observed this in June 9th on 20. So essentially the next day, upon information of belief, the video was copied and displayed by the defendant without license or permission, thereby infringing on plaintiff's copyright into the video. The infringements include, Valuetainment takes an active and pervasive role in content posted on his account, including but not limited to copying, posting, selecting. The thing that I'm not seeing here, and maybe there, because I took a quick skim at this, typically, before you actually sue somebody for copyright infringement, you actually want to go to them or at least send them a cease and desist letter. Say, hey, you're copying you're committing infringement over our copyright. Can you please take it down? To the extent that the people don't take it down, maybe after one or two, at least a couple cease and desist letters, then that's typically when you file a lawsuit. I haven't seen yet in this lawsuit that Link Media has sent a cease and desist letter to Valuetainment. That doesn't mean that they haven't done it. However, I haven't seen it as of yet, the fact that Link Media sent a cease and desist letter to Valuetainment. And that's important because before you sue somebody for copyright infringement or for trademark infringement or for patent infringement, you need to make sure that you're at least sending a cease and desist letter to see if they're taking it down. Because if they take the content down, then there's no harm, no foul. We're all good. But to the extent that you ask them to take it down nicely once, you're probably okay. Let me see if they, before I kind of file a lawsuit, let me ask them again nicely. To the extent that they continue to ignore your request, then you have to file a lawsuit for copyright infringement. In this case, it seems like I'm assuming that they did, but at least what we have read so far in the lawsuit, it doesn't show that Valuetainment has or Link Media has sent Valuetainment a cease and desist letter. And another thing that I want to post, and again, I get this all the time with posting videos. If you're lifting somebody's videos and posting that videos without kind of any commentary, I know I get on my Shark Tank videos a lot. Hey, let them talk more, talk less. And it's like, I'm not going to say what I really want to say, but these people clearly don't know the copyright laws. You have to kind of add commentary. You have to kind of transform the work such that you can consider it to be fair use. To the extent that you just take somebody's video and post it without adding any additional commentary or kind of transforming the work, you're liable for copyright infringement. It seems like they're saying, and I'm essentially telling you, I'm not sure if they said it in a lawsuit, we'll finish the lawsuit, but if you take somebody's video, if you take somebody photographs, music, the same beat, you don't do anything to it, then you're probably going to be on the hook for copyright infringement. So don't say you didn't hear it first here. So let's try to finish this lawsuit before we wrap things up here. Where did we leave off at? Let's read 34. Upon information of belief, Valuetainment was aware of facts or circumstances from which the determination regarding the infringement was apparent. Valuetainment cannot claim that it was not aware of infringing activities, including the specific infringements which formed the basis of this complaint. Since such a claim would amount to only willful blindness to the friend, man, they're just kind of piling on. Upon information of belief, Valuetainment has received a financial benefit directly attributable to its infringements. So that's the interesting thing, because with copyright, you are eligible for $15,000 for copyright infringement. It's kind of that's statutory damages, but to the extent that you can prove and show that Valuetainment made $50,000 off this or made $100,000 off this post, then you can go after them for that money. But to the extent that you cannot prove it, then you can at least get the statutory damages, which is I think up to $15,000 in a case of copyright. And that's important because if you're selling a book and you're copying a book, you could kind of track those sales. Okay, this person made $1 million off this book, and the court typically is going to disgorge those profits or kind of pull them from you and give them to the copyright owner. But with social media posts, are those, and again, I would imagine these days you can kind of track how much each social media post has made, similar to your YouTube videos. You kind of track what each video has made you. And I would imagine that with like IG posts, you can do the same thing. So maybe they can kind of track how much that post made Valuetainment and maybe kind of take those profits and give it back to Link Media. Like I said, the post is down, so I'm not sure if they have already kind of taken care of this. But at the time of me recording this content, which is February 2nd, I didn't see the post. So let's kind of try to finish up here. Upon information to believe Valuetainment engaged in infringement knowingly and in violation of applicable U.S. copyright laws. Let me see if they have something that so I read that one. Upon information, believe a significant number of people have viewed the unlawful copies of the video on the account, as the defendant has over 843,000 followers. So they almost got 1 million followers on a Valuetainment IG page. Valuetainment at all times have the ability to stop the reproduction and display on harmful to the actual market of the video. First count, copyright infringement. 17 U.S.C. 5 section 501. They're saying the video is original. We have a copyright on this thing. We filed for copyright protection. It's registered. Let's see if it's anything that's interesting in this one. Yeah, they seem like they just kind of repeating some of the stuff that they said earlier. So that's what it is, man. Hey, PBD, I love you. It seems like, and definitely one day we will be talking. It seems like you guys have rectified the situation with this copyright infringement case with Link Media, because I no longer see the video up. So it seems like maybe it was an oversight on maybe a media team members kind of posting it up and kind of not adding anything to it. It seems like that has been rectified because I no longer see the video on it. I'm assuming that Valuetainment has given any amount of money to Link Media to kind of, like I said, make them square and whole. But let this be a lesson. If you are using somebody else's copyright videos, pictures, things like that, make sure you are transforming the work such that you kind of take it out of that copyright infringement realm, and now it's maybe fair use or one of the other exceptions that you can use so that you're not being sued for copyright infringement. I thought this was an interesting one because I watch a lot of the Valuetainment and PBD podcasts, his content. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Please, please, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Please hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. Again, we do a ton of things on this channel. We do these lawsuits, kind of do different current events that's going on. Some of the stuff that we talked about earlier today, do Shark Tank pitches. I bring on people every week to do an interview of their product and kind of their journey to building a business and protecting their IP. So it's a lot of stuff that we do over here at Everything Intellectual Property, and I'm pretty sure it's something that you'll be able to kind of get in line with or kind of get with. I want everybody to protect their IP. That's kind of plain and simple, the reason for this channel. And we're going to try to have more and more fun as we go off into it to kind of make light of that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, you guys take care.